Good morning. Just trying to fix my computer at the moment because it fell off of its holder. There we go. Good morning, everyone. This is Carol Sue, aka Naughty Boss, live with Two
Sisters. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0 on this Triumph Tuesday. And
Wealth Wellness.
oh my God, that's right. Wealth Wellness Wednesday. It's usually you that gets the date. Sometimes the days.
Not always. Let's not start off our podcast pointing fingers. Not always. And I own it when I screw up.
Well, I own that one. Because I'm in the process of uploading Triumph Tuesday. So that's where I am getting that from.
That's right.
And that's why I have too many windows open on I have two browsers open on one screen, and I have about 40 on this screen and about 5 on this screen, which is kind of cool when you're doing multiple things and you have to go back.
I don't find anything cool about that. To me, it's like my mind would be, and it takes a special person to do it. You can do that stuff. I like to focus on tasks at hand, so it has my full attention, and then I would be too distracted with that many windows open. That would drive me kooky.
Yeah, I mean, I got to get rid of some of them, but because I'm uploading, and this one little thing doesn't want to upload right, so I got to keep an eye on that, that kind of thing. And Wealth Wellness Wednesday, I think obviously you describe it the best, and
Thank you.
You're welcome. And
is that my cue?
No, I was kind of looking at my notes. I wrote something down that I'll talk about later that I was kind of cracking up over, because I'm working on a post right now for Truth Social. I have oh,
you're on Truth Social.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's because you're an Apple person.
Yeah.
I'm not an Apple person. I don't like the name. It's funny. There was a debate regarding, obviously, Twitter and the new, once it goes through in 6 months, the new owner, and the different names or whatever. I don't like Truth Social. I don't like the name Twitter, and I don't like the name Facebook. I do like the name Flakebook, or Fakebook. I actually like Flakebook better, Flakebook, because sometimes it's just flaky and you don't know what's coming out yet. So that kind of covers information, disinformation, people pretending to be something they're not, people really struggling to just be raw and real. So that's why I kind of call that, I would prefer to call it Flakebook. As far as Twitter, Twitter obviously came up with that, with the whole tweet thing. But being that I'm not a big bird fan, tweet reminds me of jibber jabber and or gossiping. So I don't. Yeah. So I came up with another name for Twitter, which I can't remember what it was. And then for Truth Social, I think the branding's horrible. I don't like Truth Social. I like Speak It because Speak It says, speak it from your heart, speak it from the truth, speak it from authenticity. So I like Speak It versus.
So you mean Speak It? There is another platform called Speak It, or you mean?
Oh, there is. Never heard of it.
No, I'm asking because I've never heard of it.
No, it's just a name that I thought of for in place of Truth Social, because Truth Social implies, again, that people are always going to be 100% truthful. And that is not, when you understand human beings, you understand that's not going to happen. That's an unrealistic term. Yes, people strive to be truthful, and there are people that are 100% truthful, but you can't blanket the universe as being truthful, because it's not. There's perception, there's opinions. And we, for one, and I've been a victim of that, of opinions being spoke about a certain situation, whatever the subject matter may be, and the person is speaking their opinion as if it is truth. So that's why I don't like the whole Truth Social. They kind of almost, to me, like it's like a tango. You're trying to be social, but are you being truthful? So I don't know. I don't like the branding of it. I don't like the name of it. And I don't like the fact that it was limited to just Apple either. I thought that was stupid and very dumb. And I know it takes a lot to get these platforms out. I do have respect for Nunes, who's really involved with it. I like his personality. Obviously, I like Trump. I think Trump, got into a lot of trouble. I think people dislike, borderline hate Trump because of his tweets. And there's something to say about holding back, decorum, waiting for exact information. And I think he jumps the gun too much. So that would be one thing that I dislike about him. Other than that, I think he's, a lot of people get down on Trump and they actually, Musk too, I guess, for that matter. Any entrepreneur, anyone that is taken their blessings and expanded on their blessings by ventures, by, there's a lot of people just don't like entrepreneurs. They think that, how much money is enough? Well, it's limitless. And that's kind of where Wealth Wednesday talks about that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be an entrepreneur. It could be somebody that works in a brick and mortar where they take their income and they invest it because they're thinking of long-term longevity to stretch their dollar, right? That's the whole point of investing. So I think when people come down on entrepreneurs or, they get these breaks, they get that breaks. Well, anyone that's an entrepreneur that has a home business, there are breaks. And that is why most accountants, if they're in tune and they have their clientele is mostly entrepreneurs, they will explain the purpose of having a home-based business. There is a tremendous amount of tax breaks that you can get in a home-based business that you wouldn't otherwise get. And a lot of people don't understand that a home business, if you're that type of person that wants to be your own boss, your own CEO, it is the least amount of capital risk. So in other words, especially in a lot of people, what I say by home-based business, least amount of possible risk, I'm talking about certain categories. So it'd be someone that is a home-based, has a home-based business that is in conjunction with working and connecting and being a, whatever the number is, 1099 employee of a direct sales company. A lot of people have misconceptions of the whole pyramid. But the fact of the matter remains, all corporations are a pyramid, people. If you look at, let's take Walmart, let's take, any big corporation. Walmart, seems to resonate with people because a lot of people go to Walmart. So, you have your truckers that are bringing the product in. Then you have a layer of employees that actually work, the 40-hour work shift or work week rather. And then you have, assistant managers. Then you have managers. Then you have corporate, or you have regional managers. Then you may have, VPs, and then you're gonna, your board of directors, CEOs. So it does form a pyramid, people. Even Walmart forms a, and actually Walmart, Target, Amazon, they also have an affiliate membership where you can also connect with and have that as your home-based business. So people think it's taboo to be connected to a direct sales company from what they interpret what a pyramid quote is. So for me, it's something that I can work when I want to work. Do I have visions and goals of where I want to take that? Absolutely. And so Wealth Wellness Wednesday celebrates that entrepreneurial spirit, but also paying it forward to an unsuspected person. It's the act. When we put things out in the universe, right? When we put our goals out in the universe, what our achievements, and we speak them out loud. We don't just let them go to the graveyard and, be buried when we're buried. We write them down on paper. There's affirmations of really letting the universe know what our intentions are and what we want. And so Wealth Wellness Wednesday makes you understand that you have to have a good relationship with money. I did not always have a good relationship with money. I didn't understand the value of the importance of saving when I was younger, the importance of investment for longevity. And through the years, we mature, we understand, we say, ooh, I should have done it that way, or, however it may be. But the bottom line is, in order for you to have that healthy relationship with money, you have to understand the power of money. And so when people hear about the power of money, they think of a negative. Don't think of the negative, because they automatically think of maybe somebody rich or famous or a wealthy person. Think of it the other way. The more money you have, or that you are visualizing that you're going to have, the more that you can impact. How many people with a lot of money help out their local churches, local communities, maybe foster children's programs, supplement, maybe help their family that may need supplementation of their income. Maybe they are, decide to start a nonprofit. These are all positive things that can happen when you have that good relationship and understanding the affirmation of putting out and paying it forward. So it takes a physical action. But guess what? Most of us aren't born with the silver spoon. Most of us are working towards those goals, but it doesn't undermine the impact of doing an act that gets us in that mindset. So that's why the dollar amount on Wealth Wellness Wednesday is not important. It's not about the dollar amount, the numeric number. It could be $1, $5, $10, whatever the amount you decide. But it's the physical action of knowing you're going to help somebody or impact somebody or change the direction of someone's day. And an unsuspecting person, I might add, because it's not something that you donate to your favorite charity. That's not what we're talking about. It's a physical act of a financial exchange. You're exchanging with somebody, but you're not getting, but what you're getting in return is the gift of embracing the affirmation that you're trying to go for, but also impact someone's day with kindness. And it helps change the world. It helps changes the mindset of other people that may be struggling. Maybe you decide, we're constantly hearing about gas prices, right? So maybe that's where you focus on. I always say fold it up like a credit card and stick it in where the person's going to put their credit card. You don't want to do it that way. Guess what? Go to the gas station with a little thing of tape. And sometimes what I like to do, and which I've done, is I've just gone up to all the pumps and, taped a $1 bill, taped a $5 bill to them. And just, I've had people see me do that and they're like, what is she doing? But it gets that mindset of, wow, she's just randomly just putting money on pumps. I don't know what that means, but damn, I only got $10 on me and I need $15 worth of gas because I'm not getting anywhere with $15 of gas, and there's an extra $5 and boom. And wow, how cool was that? And then you're driving down the road and you're about to go, you got a couple bucks left for your coffee. And you find a $5 bill in your wallet and you say, I'm going to pay it forward. I'm going to buy my cup of coffee and I'm going to buy the person behind me. So it's the whole intention of the act. And I think a lot of people get confused over that and the meaning behind it. And that's why on Wealth Wellness Wednesday, we always make sure we chat about it. Now, a lot of times that's difficult because it seems like we have a lot of guests on Wednesday, so we're going to try to change that up a little bit, because really this is the most important day of the week for our podcast to really explain those things, because both of us are entrepreneurs and we want to help other entrepreneurs and anybody in brick and mortar as well.
Yeah, and think of the creation, and I'm just going to use 5 because 5 is my favorite number. Think of that $5 bill and how many times that has the perception of what you're doing has changed throughout the day and has cycled throughout the day to create that ripple effect. Gratitude is the greatest of emotions. Think about how you impacted that person's life in that moment, in that spare moment of time. That's really kind of special. And, that's what I love about Wealth Wellness Wednesday. Oh my gosh.
The other thing that happens with that, it just really, that you've taken part in something from a humanity standpoint to change, maybe someone's mindset. And that's what it really comes down to. We obviously we talk about Monday and Monday mindset. This is also a tool to help your mindset. And that's what we talk about mind, we talk about our souls, we talk about our gut, health, gadgets, fitness, trending, triumphing over. Fantabulous Friday, patting our back, giving ourselves a pat on the back for doing good. And so these are all instruments that are really going to set the tone of your mind, but also really project a movement of kindness and the ability to, change the direction of your life from a financial aspect, from a kindness aspect, for giving hope. How many people, are really, I don't know how you, but it's funny, like on social media, you hear so many people. Well, there's obviously a lot of hot topics, and you wonder which ones are a hot topic on purpose, or are they, a decoy to get your mind distracted on one thing and not on another. And we have to be so careful of what we expose our mind to, or what we allow ourselves to be exposed to.
Right. I call that the poke effect. If you see something that triggers something within you, that is poking you. Now, do you respond or do you not respond? Obviously, I'm talking in very general terms here. And, that's something that you have to wrestle within your own heart or soul. If you feel that you need to do so, absolutely do so. But I always say do it in such a respectful way. And not everybody does that. So if you are responding to something, let's say that's on the controversial side, and you know that what you put out there is respectful, just be prepared that some people are going to attack that. So I guess if you look at that social media standpoint from, is it worth my energy? Very well could be, but maybe not. So just be prepared. That's my 5 cents for the day.
So obviously we're not going to get too much into what's trending, because obviously we've got trending Thursday yesterday.
Triumph Tuesday.
Excuse me?
Triumph Tuesday was yesterday.
No, Thursday. I said trending Thursday.
No, you said Tuesday.
Oh, well, I apologize. Trending Thursday. She likes to point out when I mess up.
I mess up too.
Yeah, we both do. We both do. Trending Thursday, because there's so much stuff that's trending. Mm-hmm. And it's mind-boggling when I think about it. When I wake up and I kind of see what's, and not necessarily scrolling even on social media, just news alerts. Was anything popped out to you today? Which is a sidebar from Wealth Wellness Wednesday, maybe.
Yesterday it was, and I just I'm not looking at that. I briefly saw something and I'm like, no, not looking at that. And that obviously triggered something within me that I'm just like, I know specifically I have to limit my time as far as that goes. If I want to, I think maybe we're getting off I'm getting off topic, but I just want to say
whatever, this is what we do.
Yeah. If I want to engage, I will engage. But, for me personally, I go through a process, is it really, like I said, is it really worth my energy?
Right.
I'd rather be, put my time to good use. And, as I'm going through uploading stuff, I've got my books, to use my time effectively. And that's the way I look at it. I try to think of my time, like everyone's time is very precious. Do I want to spend my time with a conflict? Quite honestly, no.
No, I look at it like you do. Is it worth my time and energy? And what group is it impacting? Obviously, if it's a topic of children, I'm all over it. There's no question about that piece to it. If it's not impacting children, I tend to let the adults fight over the whatever is trending or whatever news alert comes out, because you can't debate on social media, people. And I don't think a lot of people have gotten that. I think it's good to be informed. I think it's good to share information. Obviously, do your due diligence. Make sure that what you are sharing is credible or comes from a credible source. The other key piece to that is some people automatically will disregard the actual post or the information because of the source. So you have to know that. Is that fair? Of course not, because sometimes you have to overlook the source if it's factual information. But a lot of people have a hard time doing that. Just like a lot of people have a hard time still seeing people masked up. Now, I've always said choice on that, 100%. But now there's a I don't know, a feeling of those that wear them, are making more of a political statement than they are for protection, because there's too many stats, there's too many studies already that prove that the mask did not protect. It did not change the outcome or the numbers per se at the end of the day. Did it do some help? I guess to a certain degree, maybe. Did it give people a false sense of security? 100%. Yes, it did. But again, I always, my always thing was always choice, because, the bottom line is that, whatever the person, if that's how they feel comfortable and safe, does it really bother them that they're wearing a mask? It never bothered me that anyone wore a mask. I have to say, though, that when the mask entrepreneurs that were out there making money off of masks, some companies were quite creative, and then some were kind of like, I saw one that there was an opening so you can eat. Okay, that doesn't really serve the purpose of the mask. Then there was just some weird ones that came out there. So I thought, okay, another way for an entrepreneur to make money. Don't disregard someone's idea of whatever they're trying to go after, I guess.
Right. And I do want to say something about the mask, because it made me think of a big event that happened in the state over to the south of Connecticut. And I don't even want to say the name, but I'm sure people can figure out what I'm talking about.
South of Connecticut. Okay, yeah.
So it was a big event, and of course, the people that were coming into the event, meaning, famous people, not wearing.
Oh, yes. Now I know what you're talking about.
Not wearing masks.
I thought that's what you were talking about, but I had to think for a second.
But the people that were associated with the event that were helping or whatever, workers wearing masks. That to me, hey, I could be totally wrong, and I'm going to say that up front. Maybe they have to, if they're, maybe their employer has mandated, and by the way, I hate that word mandated, but it just, I don't know, that kind of just rubs me the wrong way. If they indeed make their workers wear a mask when they don't want to wear a mask, yet people that are coming to the event are exempt from that. Like, that makes no sense, logical sense whatsoever. That's my opinion.
Well, my opinion is that they are all also, that organization is represents one side. So you've got a right side and you've got a left side. So that would definitely be, they definitely are. Again, that's why I said, I think for some there, it's about making a statement. Obviously that area south of Connecticut is still requiring it, they're, you're so off topic today, but that's okay. They're gearing up towards the fall, people. That's all I can say on all of this stuff. Yeah. New ticks of things going up. But I think what's going to be different this time regarding that, and people are, not going to spend the money on buying more. I think I've gotten rid of all of them, and I'm super excited tomorrow because I have flown the entire time of the pandemic, people, which I've been very, very vocal about, and, have documented. I've been on flights the week of Easter, which was right after the world basically shut down. I was only one of maybe two people. One time it was me and only one other person. So I had probably several flights where there was 5 people or less. The whole entire time I have flown. I have flown over, I think I'm over 50 times now. And when I count, my husband and I, we crack up about this because he always says, really, it's been that many times? And I said, actual flights, yes. And he said, but aren't some of those round trips or most of them round trips? Yes, they are, but I fly on different days. So each flight is a flight. And he goes, oh, I didn't think of it that way. You've flown a lot then. Yes, I have. So tomorrow, obviously, I'm getting on a plane and I'm thrilled that I'm not as thrilled as most about not wearing a mask on the plane. And the reason being is I never really wore a mask in the airport. And everyone's like shocked when I tell them that. Were there certain times where I would get to say security or a certain part where they say, you've got to put your mask on, and then I would put it on, of course. I would never disregard the quote, the order. But I have never, even on the airplane, there are ways that you would be surprised that you don't have to wear a mask. That is why I always take a sweatshirt because it's cold. It's just generally cold on the plane. So, and I put it over my head. And when it's over my head, I, turn a certain way and I make sure there's a pocket of air, and I would never wear my mask. You could also not wear your mask because, ironically, you could be sitting next to somebody and wow, you can take it down because you can take a sip of water or have a snack. Obviously, from a scientific base study, that doesn't make sense that you have to wear it, but then you can take it down to eat or drink. So the virus only comes out when you take down the mask, and then all of a sudden you put the mask back on and it goes back in its place. The whole thing was stupid to me from the beginning. Definitely was dead set against children being masked because they were the least population that it would impact. And yes, that did not mean that children didn't get it, but the percentages, it was like 0.000 whatever of them even having some issues, or 0.0000 number of those that were impacted that had an extreme adverse reaction. So of course, just like there are people that have passed away from the flu, just like there are people that have complications from a cold that maybe led to pneumonia and then they passed away. So, and these are all tragic things. So we're not saying that, and I'm personally not saying that. What I'm saying is I am grateful, because it's, Wealth Wellness Wednesday, we talk about gratitude. I am grateful that normalcy is returning because this world needs it. We need to let the children see people's faces for their development, for communication. I think sadly, new stats will be coming out that have really shown the adverse effects of masks, mostly in children, especially children K through like 5th grade, K through 3rd grade, where they really, in the beginning, introduction to school, really need to see that teacher's mouth for forming words, for social emotional cues, different things that they were sadly are now seeing the effects. And that is why, sadly, a lot of, I think it's the CDC, has dumbed down the milestones for children, because this is, again, an adverse reaction to what happened with the mask. So it just had a lot of negativity that we still, as human beings, still as Americans, still as a world, have not seen the true outcome of the adversity of these masks with children. And that's the sad part about it. But so that's why I'm so grateful for those that are now feeling that renewed sense of freedom, that they can fly without wearing that. And let's face it, you have to think of the people that had to patrol people in that situation. It's not an easy job. It's not a pleasant job. And yeah, you had a few that were on a power trip because, you got to follow the federal government. Oh, put that mask up. So you have those people that were doing that. But I think for the most part, people didn't like that role. Don't you think?
Well, I would think so, of course, when I go in the, say, Stop and Shop or whatever, people are still wearing masks. I totally respect that. That is your God-given right to do that. But and I think I've talked about this before, the interesting thing that I see with that is that you have a mask on, yet you're touching things in the store that other people have touched. If you're not, like, say, the first department I go into is the produce department. I get that over with. So you're touching things that potentially other people have touched. So are you going to go to the restroom and wash your hands after you touch something? No, because it would take you forever to shop. But you're touching your face, you're touching whatever. That's kind of where I say, is the person that is wearing the mask, and again, I totally respect the fact that you want to do that, but are you benefiting still because your hands are the things that are going to be touching things in the store that other people have touched? Like, for instance, first thing I do when I get home, like washing my hands. If I have to use the restroom in a store like that, I take the paper towel after I've washed my hands, and when I open the door handle, use that, and then throw the thing away. But are you benefiting from it? I'm not so sure. Yeah, and I would just caution people that still wear the mask, especially inside a very public store, which grocery stores are very public, of course, and there's all sorts of different stores, but just be cautious of what you're doing, and maybe I don't know, carry your hand sanitizer with you. So,
and then you think too of what the generations before did. I mean, before there was Lysol, before there was antibacterial soap, gel, there was germs out there, and yes, they had flus that were devastating, and it's part of the cycle of life. Do we wish that upon ourselves? Do we try to find things that will, for the betterment of all communities, as far as educating them on just basic hygiene? Of course, but at some point, common sense has been lost, sadly.
Yeah, I think a lot of common sense has kind of gone out the window sometimes, and you just it's just one of those things where you just kind of, shake your head, like, what is going on with that? So tomorrow is Trending Thursday. Now I know I've been getting my days messed up.
All of us have.
And I believe we're going on at night. So
What time are we going on?
I think we're going on at night tomorrow night. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, Thursday's one of those the days that we try to go on at night. Yeah, we'll have to after our podcast figure that out. And guess what tomorrow is?
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
And you know what today is? Cuatro de Mayo.
Pardon me?
Cuatro de Mayo, May 4th.
No, I know that, but I don't get into the whole calling the different names, different days.
Well, I'm doing it for a very specific reason, because
May the 4th be with you.
And that was the name of the very first podcast 2 years ago today. So happy anniversary.
Oh, I didn't realize it was on May 4th. Wow. 2 years we've been doing this already.
Yes, and today's episode will be episode number 440.
Significant.
Very significant.
Yeah, 440. That's a good number. We are a number of people. I got to write that down. 440. So we got 10 more episodes to our 450. What are we doing? Anything special?
No, we're going to do something special for the 500th episode.
That works. That works. 5-4. There's something so significant about 5-4. I can't remember what it is. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think I thought about it. Now it came to me.
Shuddy. Whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, on that note. Yeah. Okay, so for those that don't know what we're talking about, we were talking about a significant day years ago that's no longer a significant day. Use your imagination, people. So just,
Yes, but the other part of that is today is our 2-year anniversary.
that's right. That's a good memory. 2
Yeah.
years. I can't believe it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years we've been talking about the pandemic. 2 years we've been talking about masks. But 2 years we've also been talking about common sense, great tools to get through that pandemic for your mind, your spirit, your health, your wellness, gratitude. We've really chatted about a wide range of topics. We've been blessed to have speakers from all over the world join us in all different avenues of health, wellness, and mindset. We are blessed.
We certainly are. And on that note, we're wishing you your Wealth Wellness Wednesday to reach out to that unsuspecting individual and create your own ripple effect. My name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, and I'm with TwoSistas.
And this is Carol, so aka Naughty Bus Live. Not getting my pickleball on today. I've got some organizational things I need to get done. I am going to relax a little bit at the pool and enjoy the blessings that we've worked hard on, and also come up with who I am going to surprise on Wellness Wednesday. We will see you tomorrow for Trending Thursday. We have not determined that time yet, and I kind of like that. We kind of leave the mystery going regarding that. You have a great, blessed day. Remember, pay it forward. Get on that kindness train. Gratitude is the greatest of all emotions. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.